Hey, it's Amber, and I got some things on my mind today that I kind of want to just hash out with you and get your feedback and what you think about, because I know you've probably experienced it. Talking about rude people, really rude people who are rude with no reason to be rude. They're just rude. Um, so let me tell you a little bit more about. Oh, there's a deer running over there. Cool. Yeah, ADD, right? Oh, squirrel. Deer. Anyway, I've taken on some challenges this year, learning some new skills, trying some new stuff. Beekeeping, that has been something new for me. I've also started to learn how to make sourdough bread. That's also a new skill that I'm learning. Those are the two big ones. I'm also doing gardening in a different way than I've ever done before. I've done gardening for a long, long time. I've had gardens and I can stuff. I love to can our own food as much as I possibly can. And I've done that. So there's just something that I have encountered throughout this whole process. And I've encountered them a lot. But especially this year, it seems like in every aspect of my life, in every single area aside from my family, every single area of my life, I have encountered a certain kind of person who seems to want to put you down. I don't know why. Maybe it makes them feel better, maybe it makes them feel superior. I don't know what it is, but when you are learning something new and you have questions and you're looking for advice and guidance from people who know more than you do, you're already admitting you know more than me. Why would somebody choose to respond to that person's request for help in a manner that tears them down rather than answering the question that was asked and trying to help them? Why would they do that? I don't know why people do that. But beekeeping, I did everything you're supposed to do. I read countless articles. I watched YouTube videos from respectable beekeepers. I went to a class. I joined my local beekeepers association. I talked to other people who were beekeepers or who have been beekeepers. I did all of that work before I ever got bees. That's just how I am. I want to research something as thoroughly as I can to know what I'm getting into and know that I am up for that task, because, you know, it would be foolish not to do that. So, but along the way, when you're learning a new skill, there is a lot of information to digest. And it's kind of like learning how to drive. You can read a manual, you can read a book, you can even take the driver's test. But until you get behind the wheel of the car and start actually driving, you don't really know what it's like. So beekeeping is a lot like that. You can read about it, you can watch videos about it, you can do all that research, but until you get a hive full of bees and get your hands in there and start doing it, that's a whole nother thing. And you're going to have questions. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're stupid, and it doesn't mean that you didn't do your homework. It means that you're learning and you need a little guidance here and there. Simple as that. Experienced, knowledgeable people should be happy to help you. Most of them are. I have met some incredible people who are very willing to share their knowledge in a way that builds you up and encourages you. I even had a guy bring me a jar of honey saying, I just brought this so you wouldn't get discouraged and quit. Nice people. Those are the salt of the earth kind of people. But I also, when I went to get my bees, I went to pick them up, and the person who owns the beekeeping place where I bought all of my equipment, I asked a question for clarification, And he looked at me and said, well, you just must not know anything. Didn't you do any reading? Didn't you do it? Have you, you know? And I'm like, yes, sir, I did all of that. I'm just asking for clarification. I thought that was a little odd coming from a business owner who I was giving him not just a little bit of my money. I tell you what, if there's any way I can spend my money somewhere else in the future, I will. Just saying. He might know his stuff, but he don't know people. He don't know how to deal with people. So I'm sure he's a fabulous beekeeper. He doesn't know anything about people. So he probably, you know, I'll go back there. I'll have to probably get some things there, but if I can help it, I won't. Just because of that. Just because of that. As somebody who is selling beekeeping equipment, he should have been happy to help me. He should have been happy to do that, you know, in a reasonable, polite, kind, encouraging kind of way. I've also ran into people in sourdough bread making. Yeah, there's an important topic. Bread making, right? Earth-shatteringly important. And, you know, and I'm in several groups on Facebook who, you know, and I try to go get their help. And I've learned a lot. I have come a long, long, long way. And I'm really proud of my efforts. I think I have learned an incredible amount, and I have been able to accomplish making a pretty darn good loaf of bread, sourdough bread. Is it perfect? No, I need to get better, and I want to get better. So I'm in this group, and I post a picture of my crumb and ask for feedback. Boy, most people said, oh, it looks great. I don't know why you're unhappy with that. Put some butter on it and eat it. You know, that was mostly what I got, which is fine. That's nice, but that wasn't what I was looking for. You know, I wanted somebody to give me helpful information to help me get better. Well, one person in there did her best Gordon Ramsay impersonation and tore it to shreds. You know, and I'm thinking, okay, are you somebody I really should listen to? Because I asked for feedback. Are you somebody I should listen, or are you just a jerk that I should just bypass? And I decided I should probably listen to her. She really needs to work on her skills in teaching. There are not many good teachers out there. It is possible to give honest, constructive feedback to somebody without tearing them down. I was a teacher. That was my job. And I know that it is entirely possible to give good feedback and honest criticism to somebody without tearing them down. That is what a good teacher does. Then today I'm in a group, it's a homesteaders group, and I'm having some issues with gardening because I'm doing it in a different way than I ever have before. I'm forced to garden in galvanized raised beds. I just don't have a good spot here to garden any other way. I've always just done it in the ground before. It's always been great. Never had any problem. I'm having new problems I never had before because I'm gardening in a different way than I ever have before. So I posted a picture of the problem I was having in this group and kind of got shot down. Well, real gardeners dig up their own dirt. Oh, really? Alrighty then. Yeah. You know, I'm wondering who just peed in your Wheaties, lady. Never in my life would I imagine myself responding to somebody in that manner. What is wrong with people? You know, first of all, she didn't read my post, because if she had, she would have seen that this is my only option. But she didn't read my post, so she responded in a really stupid and ignorant way, and in a really destructive way rather than a helpful way. I was asking for help. People, you gotta love them, don't you? You know, one of the reasons we moved as far out in the country as we could and as far away from people as we could was because of that. I don't like people a whole lot. People like that I have no use for. I really just go on your own merry way. I have no use for you. Don't need you, don't want you, go away. But yeah, it's, you know, what's wrong with people? What has happened with, I don't know, maybe people have always been that way. Maybe people are just people no matter what. But it feels like we've gotten meaner as a society. And I don't know where we've got off track, and I don't know if we ever did get off track. Maybe this is the way it's always been. But I've never noticed so many rude, hateful people out there as there are right now. And I don't know, what do you think? Where'd we go wrong? Has it always been this way? What happened? What happened to us? I don't know. Tell me what you think. I've been talking for 10 minutes. That's way too long. So go make it a good day and tell me what we did wrong here, where we went wrong.